Fish Farming by Dr. Yogita Ninama, Assistant Professor Zoology. Integrated fish farming is extensively practiced in China, Thailand, Japan, Indonesia, Malaysia, etc., and is now gaining popularity in India. Fish culture is combined with agriculture or livestock for full and maximum utilization of resources. It increases productivity and gives higher income from small land holdings. So, integrated fish farming means a process of farming where fish is cultured along with farm products and animal husbandry centered on the fish farm. Mainly the crop residues serve as feed to the livestock and fish, and in turn the waste from the livestock and fish supply is manure to the crops field. Integrated fish farming has received attention in recent years in the Northeast India. Among the different livestock based systems, fish duck integration is the one of the most popular farming practices among women fishers. Duck dropping act as feed and fertilizer for cultured fish in India. So raising fish in combination with pigs, poultry, cattle or ducks can raise family income. Since animal waste makes good fertilizer for fish pond, and since 60% of the cost of fish farming goes for feed, integrating livestock and fish farming makes sense. Grow vegetables and other crops on the pond decks. Use animal waste to run a biogas plant and then feed the biogas slurry to fish it is better than raw waste as pond fertilizer. The goal is efficiency and higher profits. So some possible combinations are for integrated fish farming like fish cattle, fish with ducks, fish poultry, fish pig, fish goat or sheep, and combination of fish with two or more types of livestock. Example poultry pig fish, where there are pigs and chickens are used. For integrated fish farming, paddy fish culture. Fish culture is integrated with agricultural crops such as paddy, banana and coconut to give higher yield. Paddy cum fish culture is an old practice in several countries as Japan, Malaysia, Italy, China and India. In some northeastern states of India, it is practiced to an appreciable extent. As paddy fields remain flooded with water for several months, fish can be grown there at low cost in addition to rice. So, paddy fish culture is the profitable combination, and it produces two crops of paddy, tall variety in the wet season and higher yielding variety in the dry season, and single crop of fish. Fish species mix and stocking rate with rohu, katla, mrigal, minor carp. The species mix should include 25% surface feeders, preferably katla. Katla is surface feeder which are readily available. 30% column feeder such as rohu and 45% bottom feeders such as mrigal or beta. Prawns also grow well in paddy fish culture plots. Fingerlings can be obtained from government fish centers or from fresh local private dealers. Stock the fish when the water level rise over the paddy growing area in month of July and August. So it is important for selection of site. Low lying areas with high rainfall are well suited to paddy fish culture. So cultivation of high yielding varieties of paddy requires use of insecticides, pesticides and weedicides, which are also harmful to fish. Hence, fish culture along with such varieties is not possible. The rice varieties having strong roots and ability to withstand flooded conditions are suitable for integrated fish farming. Some species can be stocked in paddy fields like Katla, Labio, Sirhinus, Clarius, Channa, Mughal, and Lettuce calcarifera. This is the diagram of paddy fields with ditches for fish culture. Four rice plots for rice plots 1, 2, 3 and 4, 25 to 10 meter each may be prepared in the area as shown in figure. Each rice plot is provided with strong barrier wall. This is the strong barrier wall dike 0.3 meter high and 0.3 meter wide to prevent leakage of water, and a ditch of 0.75 meter width and 0.5 meter deep is also provided for fish. The ditches are connected to the main water supply. Canal through inlet and outlet. This is inlet and outlet. Structure having bamboo screen to prevent entry of wild fishes. There is no entry of wild fishes. The water depth in the fields varies from 5 to 25 cm depending on the species of fish and the variety of rice to be cultivated. So this is the paddy fields. Some advantages are also for paddy fish culture. Fish production is done at no additional cost. Rice yield is increased by 5 to 15% due to increase in fertilization by fish excreta. And unwanted aquatic weeds and algae are eliminated by fish. Insect pests of rice like the stem borers are eaten by fish. Insect larvae causing malaria are consumed by fish, thus controlling the disease. So paddy fields fish culture is very useful. In agriculture, fish farming, banana fish culture is also useful. Banana or coconut is cultivated in rows. This is the banana and coconut cultivated in rows, and ditches are made between the rows and have continuous supply of water. It presents rich population of insects, air breathing and larvivorous fishes. This is the air breathing and larvivorous fishes. Example Channa marulus, Channa striatus and Tilapia can be cultured in these ditches which have a rich population of insect. Now we discuss about fish farming with livestock. Livestock means animals with fishes. First is integrated fish cum pig farming. Fish culture is linked with pig husbandry by providing pig houses on the pond embankment or near the pond so that the waste and excreta is directly drained into pond or carried from the animal house to the pond. The pig dung is a good fertilizer. Fish also feed directly on pig excreta, which contains about 70% digestible food for fish. So this is the useful combination, and fish culture is done normally 10 to 12 months. 2 lots of piglets can be raised along with one harvest of fish. A total of 4,200 kg of pig meat and 5,000 to 6,000 kg of fish per hectare of pond can be produced each year. Pigs are fed by grasses and other green fodders and kitchen waste at the rate of 1.5 kg per pig day. Pig efficiently convert farm and kitchen refuse into manure, which can be used to fertilize fish ponds. Indigenous breeds are hardy and well adapted to local conditions. Exotic breeds are more productive and gain weight faster but require more care than indigenous breeds. So, expenditure on fertilization and artificial feed for fish culture is considerable reduced in pig fish culture. So this is the economically very useful, and pig houses can be constructed in a single row facing the pond on the embankment using bamboos. This should be well ventilated with cemented floor. An enclosed run is attached to pig house so that the animals get sufficient air, sunlight, exercise and dunging space. So the advantages of pig fish culture is gaining of meat of pig and fish for food, and fish cost of fish production is reduced due to abundance of natural food. The growth of fish is very fast and there is no need of extra space for piggery, hence there is high profit with less investment. Second fish farming is fish cum duck farming. Fish culture in combination with duck rearing is highly profitable as it enhances the production of both the animals and decreases expenditure on fertilizers for the pond. Duck droppings act as a good fertilizer and are used as food by fish. The duck dropping contain 25% organic and 20% inorganic substances and are rich in carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, etc. So ducks are very contributive in high fish production, well production, valuable eggs and meat. Ducks loosen the pond bottom, releasing nutrients which increase pond productivity. No additional land is required to raise ducks. Ducks get 50 to 75% of their feed from the pond in the form of aquatic weeds, insect and mollusk. Ducks spread their droppings over the whole pond. This reduces the labor associated with pond manuring. Ducks and fish make a great combination. Just build a simple duck shelter next to the fish pond and reap the result. Fish will grow large on duck manure, spilled duck feed, and microscopic animals and plant made plentiful by the presence of the ducks. This is the duck fish farming image. A low-cost duck house can be constructed on the pond embankment using split bamboo, or floating duck house can be provided on the water surface. The ducks are allowed free range over the pond from morning to evening, during which they distribute droppings all over the pond. Night droppings are collected from the duck house and applied to the pond every morning. There is no need of additional fertilizer. By stocking 200 to 300 duck per hectare, 10,000 to 15,000 kilogram of droppings are available for the pond in 1 year. So ducks breeds needed very good, hardy, and should be selected, and duck house should not be overcrowded. So this is the very profitable and less investment fish farming. Next is poultry fish culture. The droppings of poultry is rich in nitrogen and phosphorus and used as a fertilizer for fish ponds. Poultry house may be constructed above the water level using bamboo poles, and the droppings may fertilize the pond directly. The enhancement of meat and egg production in poultry depends upon the breed, variety and strength of the birds, as well as on balanced feeding, health care, and good management. So, poultry house may be constructed above the water level using bamboo poles, and the droppings may fertilize the pond directly. Between 500 to 600 birds will produce enough litter for 1 hectare fish pond. Using this system, 4,000 to 5,000 kilogram of fish, 60,000 eggs, and 1,200 kilogram of chicken can be produced annually. And poultry house located near the fish pond. This house is made from brick, concrete, and hard stock. Shown in this diagram, this is the bamboo poultry house on stilts. Dry chopped straws, leaves, hay, groundnut shells, broken maize stalk, sawdust, etc. is used to cover the floor of the pen up to depth of 15 cm. The birds are kept on this litter, and the droppings gradually combine with the material by bacterial action and form deep litter in about 2 months. Duck poultry house droppings fall into the pond directly and need no chemical fertilizer or supplementary feed for fish, and fully built up deep litter is removed from the poultry pens and stored at a suitable place. So this is the also useful integrated fish farming. Next is cattle fish farming. In villager, all farmers kept their cows, buffaloes, in villages, cow sheds may be constructed near the fish pond, and their urines and dung is first transferred to oxidation tanks of biogas plants for producing methane for household use. The liquid manure from the tank is added to the ponds through small channels. So, in cattle fish culture, a 1 hectare fish pond needs about 10 to 15 tons of dung and urine per year to maintain its fertility. Pond water should be brown. If the water suddenly turns dark green because of algal growth, stop the inflow of dung and urine until the water turns brown again. Raising fish and cattle together is quite profitable because waste from cattle are not as rich as waste from poultry and pigs. Cattle farmers can still use cattle dung and urine to maintain a fish pond. We mix dung and urine thoroughly, dilute with water using a bucket. In cattle fish culture, Labioreta, Cirrhinus mrigla, Catla catla, Hypothalamus mollitrus and Cyprinus carpio were reared. Cattle manure at 7,000 kg per hectare was used in installments. Supplementary food consisting of rice bran and mustard oil cake in 1:1 ratio was given at 3% of the total body weight in one of the experimental tanks. This is the house and this is the cow shed near the fish pond. First, their waste goes in biogas and their slurry is used in fish pond and for vegetable garden. So these are the so many use of this waste. Biogas is used for cooking food and for electricity. Thus, fish culture integrated with pig, duck, poultry or cattle provides a high source of income to the farmer having a small land holding. These practices help in raising the full potential of aquaculture development in the country. Another is chick pig fish culture. Here all the three animals can be integrated for better production. Chick first, pig and fishes. Chick droppings are used as food by pigs, hence the two are reared in a two-tier house, pigs occupying the lower chamber and the chick housed in upper part. Such a house can be constructed on the bank of pond or at a nearby place. This is the poultry pig fish culture, upper part for the poultry house, then lower part for pig house, and at least last fish pond, excreta, all the waste goes in fish pond, and no need of fertilizer and supplementary food for fishes. So production of fish, pig meat and chick also increase, and income is in families very high. So integrated fish farming is very useful for farmers. This is the sketch of integrated fish farming, how we use small places